Assalamu alaikum, family. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Message to the Black Man, where we deliver the message to the black man. I'm your brother Carthrell Muhammad, and this is your brother.
Juan Carlos X.
And we are blessed to be in your presence today. We're going to change the format just a little bitty bit. Today we're going to go ahead and hit y'all with the theme music and the commercials and all that so we can stay engaged in our conversation and we don't have to break. So that's how we going to get it. We got a special song that we made up based on our inspiration through study group that we're going to hit y'all with today. It's called Who is God? We hope y'all like it. Oh, there you go. Come on. Yeah, it's the message to the black man. Yeah. Come on. It's the message to the black man. Come on. All right, family. We hope y'all was feeling that. We're gonna move right on into our commercial break. Okay, so just give us a second on that.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com. Worldwide. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Download the Final Call Radio app and take us everywhere. On your phone, on your computer, on your tablet, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also log on to finalcall.com and click the Listen Live button or finalcallradio.com. Final Call Radio, the official voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the nation
of Islam.
Let's stipulate that this is not a vaccine. I mean, we need to be really clear. We're using the term vaccine to sneak this thing under public health exemptions. This is not a vaccine. This is a mRNA packaged in a fat envelope that is delivered to a cell. It is a medical device designed to stimulate the human cell into becoming a pathogen creator. It is not a vaccine. Vaccines actually are a legally defined term, and they're a legally defined term under public health law. They're a legally defined term under CDC and FDA standards. And a vaccine specifically has to stimulate both an immunity within the person receiving it, but it also has to disrupt transmission. And that is not what this is. They have been abundantly clear in saying that the mRNA strand that is going into the cell is not to stop transmission. It is a treatment.
My name is Sadiqa Muhammad. I've been blessed with an opportunity to literally press the reset button for my life. And it's just in time for the Muslim reset or Ramadan. I didn't have any Ramadan decorations for my home. And I haven't seen any that represent the MGT. So the black man and woman are gods. And what do gods do? They create. So join me in pressing the reset button with this beautiful MGT on your wall, reminding you of this blessed Ramadan.
Exodus, coffee for the people. All right, and Assalamu alaikum, family. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Message of the Black Man. We're going to open this up in the right way. We're going to start out with prayer. Hold on. I don't know why they be messing with me. There we go. Okay, all right. That's just to let y'all know that this is live. All right, so we go start out with prayer, and then we go jump right on in. All right, attention, prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the world, the beneficent, the most merciful, master of the day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, O Allah, thee alone do we seek for thine aid. Guide us, O Allah, on the straight path, the path upon which thou bestow thy blessing, not the path of those who incur wrath, nor the path of those who go astray. After thou heard thy teaching, O Allah, we bear witness that there is none and no one that deserve to be served and worship beside thee, O Allah, who came in the person of Master Farid Muhammad, and we bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed the exalted Christ and the Messiah, and we further bear witness that the honorable Minister Lord Farrakhan is their divine reminder, one and comfort in our midst. Please accept our prayers. Amen. All right. All praises due to Allah and the most holy name of Allah, the most merciful. I bear witness. There is no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed the risen and exalted Christ. And I further bear witness that the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is their divine reminder to Jesus, Messiah, in our midst today. We greet you all in the greeting words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Oh,
alaikum.
that's right. All praises due to Allah. Welcome, welcome, welcome once again. The message to the black man, where we deliver the message to the black man. That's right. And today we are blessed to be with our brother Tony X. All praises due to Allah. We are so excited to be with our brother today. I'm your brother Carthrell Muhammad, and this is your brother.
Brother Juan Carlos X.
All right, family, we about to go ahead and jump into it and go ahead and speak with our dear brother Tony. We know this is a busy man, and we don't want to hold him long, but we definitely want to have a wonderful fireside chat with our brother. So we're going to bring him on. Assalamu alaikum, family.
He muted.
Unmute yourself, brother. You on mute.
All praise to Allah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, family.
All praise to Allah. Walaikum salam, sir. How you doing, sir?
We are doing well, dear brother. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sir. All praise to Allah. Grind and
Yes.
shine. Keep going. Praise to Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. Well, my brother Juan Carlos is the one who definitely introduced me to you. I've been seeing you on
All praise
Facebook
to
with
Allah.
brother Ben and what you doing, and I'm
Yes,
like,
sir.
that brother need to get me a watermelon over here to Tucson. He need to go ahead ship me one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All praise to
Yes,
Allah.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I'd like to thank both of you brothers for doing the work that you all are doing. Message to the black man, because the black man definitely needs a message. And I further thank Almighty God Allah for allowing this opportunity with you and the brother. Put it on your heart to come in a partnership for a few minutes. All hands on deck, praise Allah. I want to thank both of you brothers, and I want to encourage both of you brothers to continue to do the strong work and deliver the message that you're doing. All praise to Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm gonna let my brother Juan ask you the first question, and then we gonna move on from there.
All praise to Allah.
Indeed, all praise is due to Allah. We thank everybody for tapping in with us. I want to thank my brother Tony X, holding it down in the great state of Texas, doing a phenomenal work for himself and giving a good example in doing for self as we have been taught. And I'm thankful to have you on here and grateful to have you on here. And the first question I want to ask you, Brother Tony, is to let everybody know what made you join the Nation of Islam.
Go ahead.
All praise be Allah. Uh, I'm, I'm an ex-dope dealer, right? I'm out of Oak Cliff, Texas. It's a neighborhood in Dallas, Texas, the oldest neighborhood in Dallas, Texas. Mentors and examples that I had were pimp, prostitutes, and dope dealers, killers, and and people that that were stealing and doing bad things. So I lived this life for a long time, ever since I was a child. As I grew up, I became 27 years old. That was my hustle. That was my grind. That was my lifestyle. Drugs, crime. Once I got incarcerated, got indicted by the feds, a lot of DA for selling cocaine. I got indicted on a 2-count kilo conspiracy. It was soft and all that. So there's a difference between the hard and the soft. At that time, I got caught up in Reaganomics. I got caught up in the drug scandal. I got caught up with the Kelly cartel and all of those. And they swept our neighborhood. When they swept our neighborhood, they put me in prison. As I was sitting in Mansfield, Texas, the holding facility, right outside Dallas, Texas, I asked myself a question. Yesterday I had on a Rolex. Yesterday I was in a Lexus. Yesterday I had on nice clothes and nice jewelry. I had all the women that I wanted. And I was asking myself when I was sitting in prison, God, why me? That was before I became conscious. And a voice within me said, why not you? I said, oh, praise be to Allah. I didn't understand it as I was coloring and doing what I was doing, trying to pass the time. And then a guy from Cameroon, right? That's a part of Africa. His name was Daniel Dasaki. And he taught me kickboxing. He taught me how to fight better.
We lose him.
Yeah, I think we did, brother. I thought I saw him. Well, family, we gonna see it, brother. Try to reach back out to him, brother, and let him know that we. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me see. Okay, look like he's trying to pop back in. Yeah, yeah, he gonna probably have to end up calling back in again, brother. He gonna
All
probably have
right.
to end up calling back in again. So try to reach out to him. But family, I just want to, as my brother say, I want to veggie back on my brother for just a minute. For those of you all who may not be old enough to remember getting caught up in that Reaganomics era. Okay, so for those of you all who may not know this, crack cocaine is not a natural derivative of cocaine. Crack cocaine was actually made in a lab, and if you get a book that is called "Behold the Pale Horse" by William Cooper, he documents this, that crack cocaine was actually made in a lab, and crack cocaine does not just affect you like normal cocaine. It actually goes right into the pleasure center. So it is almost like a one-time addiction. And ice actually became that one-time addiction, which is a even higher form of crack cocaine called ice. But in that, remember this, that this crack cocaine epidemic was utilized by the CIA and others to finance the Iran Contra scandal. Okay? And this was headed up by the U.S. government. This was headed up by the U.S. government. And this is what our brother is talking about, that he got caught up in the Reaganomics era. So if you want to know more about that, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did do a lecture called The Great Crack Cocaine Conspiracy. You can call 773-602-1230 and let them know that you want to get that lecture as well. You can let them know that you want to get that lecture. And also, a guy named Gary Allen actually talks about it in his book as well. I have to remember the name of that book, but it talks about, no, it's called The Crack Cocaine Conspiracy. That's the name of it. Crack Cocaine Conspiracy, where he gets into it. And if you really want to get heavy into it, look up Rick Ross, not the rapper now. Rick Ross will tell you exactly how it all went down. This brother made this statement right here. He said if you was using crack in the 80s, it was him. They would come and get this brother out of jail. They would come get him out of being locked up, FBI, CIA, so he could continue doing what he was doing. Now the brother tells the whole story, so we are trying to find something to put in there so you all can hear from him, not from us, exactly what was going down. So that I just wanted to let those who may not be old enough to remember that what was going on.
Indeed. And like he was saying, the brother was saying crack cocaine. I was just sitting here trying to do a little research on it to see what was showing online, but this was made in a lab. And what I like for people to think about, as you know, we try to evoke thought and generate some thoughts in our brain. So those thoughts lead to asking questions, and then you can find the solutions to those questions. And you can also see in searching for the solutions to those questions and answering those questions, the scheme or the agenda or the reasoning in why things came to be that way. So you think about human testing. You think about a science laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
These facilities are multi-million, if not multi-billion-dollar facilities,
Right.
where they test, how to manufacture the drug. Our brother is back. They test how to manufacture the drug. They test the human experience, how it plays on the body. And we'll get back into that. I'm going to get my brother on while we can and jump back to that part of the interview.
He jumped back out again. He jumped back out again, family.
Okay. Well, so you have these multi-million-dollar facilities doing testing to know the effects of these drugs on humans, on animals, animal testing, human testing. You think about science in atoms and molecular level testing, microscopes.
There you go. There you go. We're gonna try to get him on back here. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm
No,
just
you
letting
good.
you know.
You good.
All right. All right, family. We know we lost you for a minute, but go ahead on and continue, brother.
Can you hear me, family?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all praise be to Allah. I'm gonna try to be still. Probably a bad reception out here. But like I was saying, man, I grew up in drugs, man, in the Dallas Fort Worth area. I finally went to prison, got caught up in what I was doing. In a conspiracy, the drug conspiracy, Reaganomics and all of that. Oliver Wendell North, those I say not Oliver Wendell North, but Oliver North. He was a general in I think the military. I know it was the military. I don't know what branch it was. But anyway, they dropped the drugs in our community, as the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us. And when they dropped the drugs in our community, he had a question. He said, "You can see what's going on the moon in outer space, but you can't see the drugs and the guns that are being dropped in our community." I was a part of that conspiracy. When I went to prison, that's when I learned of the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. When I went, like I said, prior to me going directly to the prison, we had to go to court, and I got found guilty of conspiracy to push drugs in my neighborhood or distribute drugs in my neighborhood. Met an African, his name was Daniel Dasaki, and what Daniel did is he introduced me to the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And there was an incident that happened in Dallas, Texas. When that incident happened in Dallas, Texas, the minister at that time was Brother Jeffrey Muhammad, and they had whooped some children for breaking into the study group bookstore and sent them home. Well, eventually they arrested him and put him in jail for that, and that's how I saw the brothers, the FOI, picking up Brother Minister Jeffrey at that time, and made sure that he made it securely in the car, they made his bond, and so forth. And Daniel Dosaka, we were looking at the news. He said, "Man, that was the next Farrakhan." And he says, "That's your leader." And as a Negro, as you know, I said, "It ain't my damn leader. I'm a leader," because I was full of foolishness and nonsense and didn't know who the minister was. I regret it to this day. All praise to the Lord. And I finally went to prison. When I went to prison, I was looking for Islam. And one of my childhood friends, but we like a cousin. Y'all know how we say we they mama knew my mama, so we cousins. All praise be to Allah. Anyway, he gave me a book called Visions for a Black Man, Naeem Akbar. At that time, I didn't know Naeem Akbar was a minister for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Uh-huh.
Read the book and I thought everything. Then I read it.
Yeah, you went out, family. We can't hear you no more.
Yeah, they playing with that signal, man. You know how they'll do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can't. Let me. Let's message him. Let him know we can't hear him.
Yeah, I think he can hear us.
Right, we can't hear him though. Yeah, family, we can't hear you if you seeing this. See if it don't say you on mute or anything.
But you know,
Go ahead.
back to my point, till my brother get back on as far as the lab, the human testing, the equipment. You got to think this is millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in efforts and planning that went into a science lab, just one science lab.
Right.
And you want to think on a grand scale, on a bigger level, uh, a science lab at that magnitude. Where is the funding for these labs coming from? Who determines what experiments we're going to experiment on? So you think about with crack cocaine, as my brother Tony was saying, he got caught up in the Reaganomics era and was dealing with, he got some charges on soft. So when we say soft, those that may not know, you know, that's the powder form of cocaine. Well, once you cook it up, once you run it through the science processes and change the form of it from powder to rock to crack cocaine, that's a whole nother charge. A more maximum, heavier charge that they give you. And then so you'd be like, it's the same thing. Why would you give me a bigger charge? That's one question. And then it's a science and a process to turn it from a powder substance to a hard substance. This had to be tested to know how to cut it, what agents to use to add to it, the chemical reaction that was going to happen to it, how it was going to affect the body and the mind, how it was going to hook people, how that was going to last and work on the human body. And you want to say that just somebody just did this in their kitchen and that was it, and it took over the world and said, oh, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make crack, and it blew up. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. So when you ask questions like that and you look at the profit they've made, the laws put in place for crack cocaine, manufacturing, distribution, the whole Reaganomics era, when they was doing cocaine and whatnot himself, the president doing cocaine, doing interviews talking about him and his wife smoking cocaine. I mean, not smoking it, but doing cocaine. Look it up if they haven't erased it, because now they pulling everything down. They trying to change the history so you don't know about it. But I just said that, family, so you think about the evil system and society that we're living in, and these people that would do that would take a drug, take a plant, figure out, you know, how they can manipulate it, put it into a system to profit off of it and destroy a people and hook them and all that. And that's what they do. So, you know, we have to be aware of these things. I'm not an expert on these issues, nor am I trying to be, but I have mentioned some things that we all should look into and study on, and then see the purpose behind that. Why would you want to make a drug like that? Just so people can get high? I don't believe so, because look at the effects. How would they know that that was going to happen to humans? How would they know how the human would get addicted and react under that chemical transformation of that drug? You know, some deep questions. But we have to do for self. Make sure you follow Brother Tony X on Instagram. We have put him in the comments. You can hashtag Elijah's Produce and find him. He's doing a phenomenal work in the Dallas area. He is a changed brother. I can see that through his efforts, his walk, his talk. And that's just what I see, the light emanating from him and how he carries himself, how he carries the teachings, how he does work for the nation, and taking some of those same principles of grind and hustle and applying it to his life, but for the good side. And we can all do that. Any brother that's out there hustling, take that business skill that you have out there, hustling and making this and making that, taking a product, distributing it, packaging it up, moving it around, handling your customers, customer service. Take that energy and put it into something good and productive, and leave that alone, because you're destroying your people, you're destroying your family, you're hurting yourself, you're destroying. We playing into the system. We're playing into somebody else's plan for you, and not everybody gets to make it to these stories that we hear of this person having 500 kilos and all this stuff. And not to go into that because I don't have all the details, but you think about it. It's a distribution system in place in order to be moving heroin from Medellin to the U.S., South America to the U.S.
Yeah, from Afghanistan
and you gonna tell me,
to the U.S.
Right, from these other countries in tons, tons of drugs being over here. You think they just sliding it through and the government don't know? You can't even get on the airplane without them running everything and running you down. You know what I mean? You can't even travel state to state without them knowing. So you mean to tell me that these thug drug niggas, as they call them, you know what I mean, as they label them, these brothers, not saying that they're not smart, don't get me wrong, but you mean to tell me that the government had no hand on that? They didn't know nothing about that? They knew what was working toward their advantage. They knew who was the players. They know now who the major players are. We on these devices right now. You got tracking from your watches, your Bluetooth, anything with a Bluetooth connection, a microphone, and an internet connection, and a screen and a camera. They got you. Messenger, Instagram, Telegram, it don't matter. Discord. If it's going through a channel, they got it. And what are they doing with that information? So it's just stuff to think about. We need to do for self or suffer the consequences as we're taught, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us. I suggest that everybody listening to my voice pick up a copy of Message to the Black Man. You can put it in the comments, text us, let us know. You know that you want it. You want a copy, and we'll make sure you get a copy of it. And we'll make sure that, you know, we handle that. Just as my brother handles his business with Elijah's Produce, serving the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And he does a phenomenal job damn near every day. You can catch him out there on his grind, up early, moving around, driving trucks, teaching how to drive trucks, doing his own trucks, taking produce, good food, nutritious food, bean pies, knowledge, information, final calls. So it's just something, you know, he's providing for himself, and he has taken his skill and his knowledge of what he used to do and then put that into a righteous action, and he's benefiting from that. He's living off of that, taking care of his own, taking care of himself in a system where they mark you when you get out of prison, oh, he on parole, or he a felon, or don't hire him. Where's the rehabilitation in that? Where's the help for that? How can a man take care of his family once he get caught up in a system, take him away from his family, take him away from his household, take him away from all of that, put him in a cage or a prison where they institutionalize you, make you adjust to that lifestyle, then put you back in society where society got you labeled and they're not going to help you. You can't get a job. You can't work for them. You have to do for self. We have to learn to do for self and find better action. So I'm going to pass it back to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. All praise is due to Allah. You are absolutely right. And for those of you all who want to know more about it, I did drop a link in there. Gary Webb, the book is called Dark Alliance. He goes into deep detail about that crack cocaine conspiracy. I also put a article that was in the final call from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 1996 called The Great Crack Cocaine Conspiracy. You can read more of what he said right there as well. And as my brother said, you know, you can definitely get your message to the black man, just text final call to those numbers that you see in the chat, 678-736-7086 or 559-791-8468, and we'll direct you or make sure that you get your copy of the Final Call newspaper. As my brother did say, now it is imperative that we do for self. Now let me paint a little bit of this for you so we can see how this thing is going, and for you to understand why you need to be on this track right now. So you see right now, I just read an article that they are making the state workers of California get this vaccination. So and airlines, you name it, they're going to try to go this route. So if you're not going to experiment on yourself, then what route will you take in order to provide for you and your family? This is why we saying do for self. This is why we brung a brother Tony on the show to give you ideas of things that you can do in order you don't have to go another route. You can do what he's doing. And our brother is back, so I'm going to go ahead and bring him back in while we can have him, all right? All right, brother, pull your... Walaikum salam. Yes, sir. We know you're on the move, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know the devil mad because we got him on the run, man. That's all it is. All praise to Allah. I'm gonna try to hit the point, man. Let's comment all praise to Allah. Like I was saying, brother, I'm an ex-drug dealer. I've been in federal prison. That's where I met the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 1995. And when I heard him on a video, I was like, who is this man? And I began to start crying because he was teaching me to love my mother again. My mother name is Alma Jean Grant. She was born in San Angelo, Texas. When she was born, they put her in a trash can. My mother, I expected her to be a good mother, but how can she be a good mother if she had me when she was a child, right? And they put her in a trash can. So she never had a mother. She never knew how to be what she never had. And the Mr. Farrakhan made me realize that. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad made me realize that. And that's how, in brief, I met the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad. I thank Allah for that everything other day with Asaki and the situation that happened. And my dissatisfaction 100% caused me to come into the Nation of Islam, and I've been rolling ever since. Any more questions, brother? Brother Warren?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how long have you been in the Nation of Islam?
Since 1995. And it's ironic, that's a good question. I got my saving letter September the 22nd, 1995. Yeah, the same day that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad met Master Pride Muhammad. And I got the Give me another one, brother. That's all you got. Come on
now. No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, what inspired Elijah's Produce? Tell the people about Elijah's Produce.
Okay, y'all know, when you're a drug dealer and you get out, you gotta humble yourself. Because I used to drive Mercedes Benzes and Nigeria and all that. Now I get out, prior to me going, I got 2 18-wheelers paid for. I got 2 trailers paid for. So I knew I didn't want to work with nobody, so I put that up before I came home. When I got home, I was trying to help another brother who was selling the feds, and he crossed me out. But he was also a so-called member of the Nation of Islam. I say so-called because everybody say Assalamu alaikum is not your brother, in brief, all right? So long story short, I come home. When I get home, first thing I do, I say, I know I'm going to drive trucks. They took my license because of the drug test. But thank God, once again, who came to the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. You know what I'm saying? If you can believe it, you can achieve it. What the knowledge that he gave us on those lessons, I use that in my everyday life. So there's nothing that I don't think I can't do. So we have to remember that. And I use those lessons to go back and pass that CDL test. And it was harder. And a lot of brothers flunked that test 7, 8, 9 times. I passed it the first time. Then I already knew how to drive. But prior to me going to take my test in my own truck, somebody hit my truck. But when they hit my truck, Allah blessed me with $10,000. And I use that to reinvest it in my business, pass the test, boom. But prior to me passing the test, that's where the fruit came in. I was trying to make some money because my wife was at work. And I was like, man, I can't sit at home. I don't want no woman to take care of me. So I went out to the block and started doing the fruit dollar bags. But that wasn't enough. Another brother from Chicago by the name of Ken 6X, brother Amir, and a couple more brothers in the Dallas Mall started giving me game on the fruit and telling me what else I could do. So I started doing that. And I got the fruit bags. And I got the fruit bags. And I got the fruit bags.
Ah,
And I got the fruit bags.
well, our brother that went out again. Maybe he'll pop back in. But family,
Appointment. And
oh,
then
there we go.
one day when I was on post, brother Amir, brother Ferris in Dallas, Texas, he said, Brother Tony, brother Shaheed, the elite, brother Shaheed up out of California, that's his father. He said, my father used to sell final calls, distributed final calls in front of the mall. So I went out there. So I went out there, one of my little dope boys come by and said, what's up, cut? This was street now. Boom, gave me $5. I said, it's on for me. And I started selling my fruit bags. Everybody wanted them. Then, by me being a trucker, I got the truck up and running, so I ain't really concerned about the fruit that much, but off and on, I was doing it. And I was pushing my final call with it. So my brother Captain down there in Dallas, he was showing me how he incorporated with a haircut his final call money. So I use that also, and that's why I call it the formula. And I watch everybody and see what the people need. When I find out what they need, I'm gonna get it to them since the way I can get it. So I went to go get a load of watermelons one day. When I went and got the load of watermelons, they were GMOs. They were going to Kroger. I said, man, let me go in here and holler at them. They got them watermelons to seed? Yeah. How much are they? I said, oh, we'll sell you one for such and such a price. I can't tell y'all the price because then y'all might not need me. Oh, yeah. So I got the price. It was feasible. Got my pickup truck. Boom. When I got my melons, went back to the block with some food, man, and final calls. And since then, it's been on, bro. And the people just loving it, man. So at the same time, when I came into the nation, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us how to eat to live. He says, watermelons are laxative. That's how wise man is. He taught me that back in 96 or so. And I'm like, man, this man's smart. But I was so slow. Now today, I'm making buku money off watermelon. Buku money off watermelon. You feel me? So we have to learn to humble ourselves. We have to learn to be creative and use our ingenuity and cleverness. And then when we get rid of pride, then we can get out there and we can save our people. So that, I'm just using the watermelon to save our people. I'm really not pushing the watermelon. I'm really pushing the final cause. So that's why I'm able to get up to 300 final calls, 150 final calls, 100 final calls, just challenging myself. And my goal is to get up to 1,000, 2,000 a week. I got my website going. I got the trucking company, Rhythm Supreme Express. I got the brokering company. We doing for seven. We going to the root and everything. So my wife is gonna be getting my loads now. I've been helping other brothers get loads and create jobs out of community, and that's the formula. I know it works because I keep telling $100,000, $2,000, $4,000, $5,000 on me at all times. Whenever I get ready, all praise to the Lord.
Yes, sir.
Any more
Yes,
questions?
sir.
Yes, sir, brother Carthrail. You got any questions for him?
Yes, sir. Dear brother, you know, we have these technical difficulties, so I got one more question for you. And
Yes, sir.
that question is, what made you realize how to turn from utilizing your knowledge of how to hustle with drugs into fruit? What I know they introduced you to it, but what made you really say, this is it? This is what I'm gonna be doing. What made you to just pick that? You could have picked clothes, anything.
See, a lot of the best player, that's a beautiful question. When the lady pulled up, she had on jewelry, she had bullets in her mouth. A bullet is a piece of gold in her mouth. That's what we do down south. She pulled up. I thought about a dope dealer. She said, the watermelon's any good? I said, these red meat sweet straight out of East Texas with the black seed and they straight drop. With a straight drop up on. In our prayer, we say, guide us on the straight path. You know, the path, that's Brother Hashem Hakim. Straight is lining our mind up with Almighty God a lot. And we want to be on the Sarata Mustaqim, straight forever. Sarata Mustaqim. I'm going to line my mind up like my minister did with Almighty God a lot. Elijah told Minister Farrakhan, I'm on your mind. When he was talking to Farrakhan, he was talking to all of us.
That's
Drop
right.
is doing righteousness on purpose. Straight drop was a negative that came to a positive, and that's what Brother Ben came in at. So that's why it's important that we pay attention to everybody and everything. So that's what made me say that was it. Then Brother Ben pull up. I didn't know that watermelon was Brother Ben's favorite fruit. As I was sitting in front of the Mars one day, uh, I just said, what am I gonna call this? Live and produce. So Allah is always planning within us. He's always within us acting, but we just got to pay close attention to it. Where there's a will, there's a way. The most
Yeah.
dangerous thing in the world is a made up mind. My mind made up, man. They said that the FOI, Fruit of Islam, we're supposed to have $100 at all times. I try to
Come
keep
on now.
1,000 at all times,
That's
man.
right.
You feel me?
That's
What my
right.
milk to pull up? He might need a rental car. He might need something to eat. He might need a room. I ain't got time to go looking for no cash. I'm on deck, man. So all praise be to Allah. So that's what made me say this is it. Like so, and the other half of that question, we as the FOI, we think and we really play in church. We say that in Dallas a lot. We play in church because we put on our uniforms, come out for a couple of hours from 10 or 12 or whatever, then we go on back to business as usual. Brother Tony, if I ain't working in my truck getting low, I'm going to the block. If I ain't going to the block, I'm always planning, I'm doing something else. You follow me? To motivate not just myself, but to motivate my people and to show my people that I'm the evidence, that we the evidence, and that we can come up out the mud and have anything that we want. Okay?
Man.
So what we have to do is stop sitting on the couch. After y'all get through the podcast, y'all should have something else to do. If it ain't number, write a book. If we save one person or find one person, we done done our job. Push that final call. Push the program. Don't talk about it, be about it. Everybody can't be a brother then. Everybody can't be a Juan Carlos and a Message to the Black Man podcast. You follow me? But the only reason y'all call me is because I'm working. If I wasn't working, y'all wouldn't have called me. If I wasn't working, Brother Ben wouldn't have called me. And 53,000 more people wouldn't have saw that video. You follow me? Then another 37,000, then another 13, 14,000. Then the little so-called followers I don't have no followers. I just want to bring you to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that's what motivates me. That's what causes me keep pushing. I get in the truck in the morning. After I get out the truck, at a decent time, inshallah, I'm going to the block. I'm going to get the Millers. That's what I just did. While I was talking to y'all, I was getting the Millers. I'm straight drop, man. So I got about 100 Millers left. By 4 o'clock, I'm going to spend at least 2 hours on block. At least an hour, 2 hours. I've done my part. And when I pull up, I'm going to make $100, $200 easy.
Wow. Wow. Yes, sir. That's motivation. You know, that's motivation right there. Because they need to
1,200
go
a day,
ahead.
1,300. It's called a formula. It's called a formula. And in closing, DOC, Allah sent it to me. DOC is the rapper that wrote NWA's rap song. He's from Dallas, out of West Dallas. He bought a watermelon from me and told me, keep doing what you're doing, brother. All praise to the Lord. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Alaikum
sir.
salam.
Yeah, that is absolute motivation, family, and you are absolutely right. You know, because it says that of course the coin is in the fish's mouth, but not only is the coin in the fish's mouth, it talks about you gotta be becoming fishers of men. So that's your tool. You fishing them in with the watermelons. You bringing them to the final call. You using that as your net to bring the people to the Lamb of God, since that is our sole purpose as the FOI to bring them to the Lamb of God. This is the tool that our brothers use, and he is right. That if we didn't see him working, we wouldn't have called on him. But we saw him working. We saw Brother Ben lift him up. We saw what he was doing and learned about what he was doing. My brother, I believe, Brother Juan, you did meet the brother and you bought fruit from him before?
No, sir, but we represent the nation and we come from the same mosque. So I'm in
Oh,
study
yeah.
group with the brother and
Okay.
FOI training with the brother and whatnot. So
Okay.
I'm learning.
Yes, brother. You know, as my brother was saying, I was registered in Mars 15 for a little while. So that fruit bag hustle is real. You have Brother Denon out there. It was a beautiful brother Brother Carlton used to be out there. You had Brother Joe. Besides Brother Joe doing the Eating Fresh product, brother would do the watermelons from the farm, produce, and all those different kind of things as well. And those brothers, like he said, they were feeding their families and giving people quality food as well.
Indeed, indeed. So I know you out there working, Brother Tony. I appreciate you for tapping in with us. If I could ask you one more question, that would be if you had the presidential button where everybody in the world could hear you for 5 minutes on every device, every speaker, everything, what would you tell the people?
That's a good question, bro. That's a beautiful question. Only thing I would tell them, man, is listen to Farrakhan. Listen to Farrakhan.
Yeah.
Farrakhan is an Arabic name that means one who is able to distinguish truth from falsehood. Farrakhan is more closer to us than our jugular vein.
Mm.
Farrakhan saved my life, man.
Yes.
I don't play
Yes.
when it comes to Farrakhan, bro. It's my business, bro. I get so emotional. I get so aggravated, man, because I know the man loves me, bro. You feel me? When I see people that's doing it, I have to really rise above my emotions and come into the thinking of God and calm myself down because I love the man so much. But sometimes we don't know a good thing until it's gone. So I lost my mother. I was in prison, and I say one thing that I want to do. I want Farrakhan to know while I'm living and why he's living, why he's still on the planet, why he's still among us before he take that imminent departure. I wanted to know, man, you created a soldier, man. Soldier Farrakhan ain't gonna never die, man, along with some brother Tony X. And I'm gonna pass this spirit on everybody that I can, bro. So this ain't nothing to play with, man. We will slide that barbed wire fence butt naked with alcohol pads on before we play with these truth, man. So accept the truth, man. Be your own. And come into your own. Love yourself. And we're gonna love our people till they get some sense, man. So if I had to tell somebody that for 5 minutes, just love Farrakhan, man. Ain't nothing else to say, bro. Ain't nothing else to talk about. If we don't worship Farrakhan, Farrakhan is leading us to Almighty God Allah. To worship no
That's
God but Allah. And don't put nobody before Allah. But remember soldiers that Almighty God Allah blessed us with. Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, Noble Jew Ali, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. Remember that spirit, Martin Luther King. Remember those spirits and those mindsets, and we'll always be on the straight path, and we'll always straight dropping on the doing righteousness on purpose. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, my brother.
thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
family. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all, bro. Y'all keep up that good work, man. I'm finna go to the
Thank
block, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. One time for your mind. Assalamu alaikum.
you. Walaikum
Yes, sir. Walaikum
salam.
salam, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, family. So look, that's some inspiration right there. You got to think about that. Number one, the brother was incarcerated, and then he didn't let that stop him. The brother said, "I'm gonna drive a truck," and the brother figured out the skills necessary to do what it was that he needed to do in order to be successful. Now, it says in our lessons, problem number 13, it says, after learning Islam, which is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam, you must learn to use your mathematical theology to secure some good in this life:
Brother was
luxury,
incarcerated.
money, good home, friendships in all walks of life. Well, that means that's giving you a formula. After you learn Islam, which is mathematics, and mathematics is Islam, and it
Walk
can
the
be
line. But
proven.
that means
And
that's giving you.
yeah, I don't know why it's echoing, but anyway, you know, it can be proven at no limit of time, family. So when you learn this, then you have to learn how to use this divine science that's been given by God Himself through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to sit yourself in heaven at once. It's not your minister that's going to sit you in heaven at once. It's not your lieutenant or your captain that's going to sit you in heaven at once. It's not the regional minister that's going to sit you in heaven at once. That's not what the lesson say. The lesson say sit yourself in heaven at once. So that means that we got work to do. That means that we have to go inside our creative mind. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said what he said. Do for self or suffer the consequences. Are we not suffering the consequences? One hired, we the last ones hired, first one fired. Well, why is that? Because you wasn't doing for self. We suffering from miseducation. Why is that? Because we didn't open our own school. We suffering from all of these things, these illnesses that's going on in our community because of bad food. Why is that? Because we didn't do for self and grow our own food and take care of what we needed to take care of so that we can have the best quality. Look, I got to say this. I got to say this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the ghetto is not a place. The ghetto is a state of mind. I'm going to say that again. He said that the ghetto is not a place. The ghetto is a state of mind. You can rebuild and refurbish the buildings. You can repave the streets. You can make it into the paradise that you want. But what you see when you go through the ghetto, as they call it, what you see is the state of mind of many other people in the ghetto. And we see the lack of taking responsibility for our own neighborhoods. It's not the police job alone to clean your neighborhood up. It's not the school's job alone to educate your children. No, all of us have our part in this. And when we realize that, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, our unity is more powerful than an atomic bomb. If you know anything about the atomic bomb, when it was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that thing destroyed everything within a 50-mile radius. When it hit, they got documentaries on it. And then it released high levels of radiation that they had to eat the Navy beam to counteract. Okay? I bring that up because that's the power that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is talking about. Our unity is more powerful than that. Why? Because, as we've said before, collectively we're spending $1.6 trillion, just us as black people in America, right here in America. We didn't say the black man in Africa or the Caribbean or the Isles of the Pacific or in the islands, nowhere else. We said right here, 1.6 trillion, dollars every year. Well, that means we're not poor, we're divided. And if we would get off our own island, if we would stop talking about what I got and we got and look at it as a collective and know that if your child is down, then mine is down. If your daughter is down, then mine is down. If you look at where I live as bad, then guess what? Ultimately, where you live gonna end up being the same way too. See, we run out to white folks' neighborhood, look and marvel over what they have. What's wrong with our hands? What's wrong with our minds? You mean to tell me we can't have something like that? Of course we can. It ain't that you gotta go out in other people's neighborhood. Hell, they come into your neighborhood to show you that it's not the neighborhood. It's the state and the frame of mind. You're watching regentrification right now everywhere in the United States of America, moving us out further into the suburbs and they moving it into the inner cities where we said we didn't want to live because there's too much crime. They removing the crime and putting it out in the suburbs. It's not that we don't have it. It's our disunity that makes the condition what it is. It's our I got mine and you get yours mentality that makes the condition what it is. If we got 300, 500, $1 billion, most of us ain't thinking about nothing of what we're going to do to go and fix the condition that we grew up in. Invest in nothing in that neighborhood. And then we turn around like Oprah Winfrey and say the reason she built her school in Africa is because black people in America don't want to learn. What kind of foolishness is that? This ain't about me dissing no Oprah. Look at that mind. You mean to tell me nobody black in America want to learn? But you seeing doctors being made every day, lawyers, teachers, whatever else they graduating to do, great business people. You mean they didn't want to learn either? Where was they at? They was right here in America. So that just go to show you, family, it's not at any given moment we talking about poverty. We can end poverty overnight if those of us who had it would be willing to come up with a plan that would allow us to reinvest in our community, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us the plan in the 3-year economic blueprint. If you don't want to give to the 3-year economic blueprint, okay, fine. Start your own. Repeat what he said. Look what he did. Do what he did. And if you do what he told us to do, you will reap results similar to what it is that he was blessed to do while he was among us. This is what I'm talking about, family. That's right, Brother Vincent. We marvel at what everybody else do. It's not about marveling. Yeah, you go out there to the suburbs and see what they got, but you bring it back to your community so you can have the same thing. You deserve, I'm going to say this and I'm going to give it back to my brother. You deserve fresh bakeries. You deserve fresh juice bars. You deserve nice, beautiful, luxurious clothing stores. You deserve beautiful homes. You deserve to swim in luxury pools. You deserve to drive luxury cars. Why? Because you are the people of God. You are the people of God. If you never thought about that, if you never heard that, you are the people of God, black man and woman. This is the reason why. You deserve it because we've suffered so long. Now God have come to take us from the bottom and put us on the top. You deserve it. That's right. I'm going to pass it over to my brother.
Indeed, family. If you haven't got this book and you're watching this, look at the comments. We have links in there. You can text us to get this book. If you haven't subscribed to the Final Call, you can text us. We can get you that information. And what it is just text Final Call to the number 678-736-7086. Again, that number is 678-736-7086. Text Final Call, text message to the black man. Text us what you need at that number, and we'll get it to you, and we'll make sure you have access to get the information and physical books, whatever it is you need. Also, if you would like to reach out and you got that number, we have another number you can text the same information to or reach out to. That's 559-791-8468. Again, if you're interested in any of this information, coming onto this show, sharing your opinions, some plugs that can benefit in delivering the message to the black man on a righteous level, on a productive, right mind frame level, reach out to us and we'll definitely see what it is, and see if we can utilize that. But I wanted to tap into the book. Chapter 76 in this book is entitled A Program for Self-Development.
Go ahead.
Chapter 76 in this book is titled A Program for Self-Development. And I want to read just a little bit out of it so you can also know what he's talking about, a little bit about the chapter. And it starts off and says, we must remember that we cannot just depend on the white race ever to do that which we can and should do for self. That's one thing. The American Negroes have the same gates of paradise open to them, but are charmed by the wealth of America and cannot see the great opportunity that lies before them. They are suffering untold injustices at the hands of the rich. They have been and still are being lynched and burned. They and their women and children are beaten all over the country by the rich slave masters and their children. The slaves' houses and churches are bombed by the slave masters. Their girls are used as prostitutes and at times are raped in public. Yet the Negroes are on their knees begging the rich man to treat them as the rich man treats himself and his kind. The poor beggar kindly asks for the crumbs, a job, and a house in the neighborhood of the rich man. As we're talking about, we marvel at what they have, and they do it to us blatantly. Our neighborhoods are on the industrial side of towns, warehouses. Ain't no decent food, ain't no decent stores, ain't no decent businesses. And what do? We take that dollar out of our community and run it right over there to their communities.
That's right.
That dollar goes from their business, stays at their home, in their banks, in their community, and in their environment. But we don't circulate that money in our environment. We don't seek to build in our own, and we should. We can. They're not the supreme.
That's right.
Although we've been conditioned and we're up against a lot of odds, historically, factually, that they implemented, they're not the supreme.
That's right.
The fear that they try to institute on us is a control.
Right.
That's what makes us reserved or hesitate, scared to speak up, scared to move, scared to act. Well, if they give me a loan, I might can do something. I'll try to set this up if they'll help me. No, we don't need them to do nothing. Right. It might take us a little work to get out there and formulate the idea and make it happen. But if we just pull our resources among our own, in your own home, among your family, take the time, put that business plan together. Write the do's, the don'ts, the benefits, the ins, the outs. We could spend several hours a day on these devices without doing anything productive.
Come on now.
Watching videos, clicking pictures, sending messages, laughing, watching little movies, clips and segments, commenting on videos for hours, checking our alerts, seeing what's on Instagram. Let me see what's on TikTok today. Oh, they talking about such and such. Let me go read up on this and talk about it and call our family about those topics, commenting on posts and stuff all day. And not one thing that we do productive or towards our dream or our goals or working to better ourselves or our situation. That's crazy. I'll speak on myself. Yes, I'm on social media a lot, but I'm working in the matrix constantly.
Go ahead.
Yes, in community development. As the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught and said, community development is building people and linking people with people. Yes. And I feel that Allah God has blessed me in that realm, and that's what I do on and offline all day. At least 10 to 12 hours a day. I got some automation going, but I don't have a team like that. I have a team, but I don't have a team like that I'm paying and they can do this and I'm managing. I do that on my own through the help of Allah. But I said that to say that I'm in the matrix 10 to 12 hours a day working, building. building people, building brands, connecting people with businesses and brands, managing my own, building my own business and brand, building people, connecting with people on a constant basis.
Right.
And that's what it takes. It takes effort, commitment, and sacrifice. We have to do for ourselves. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad also says in chapter 76, we must stop relying upon the white man to care for us. We must become an independent people. So-called Negroes should separate yourselves from the slave master. 1. 2, we should pool your resources, education, and qualifications for independence. 3, stop forcing yourselves into places where you're not wanted.
Right.
You go to their stores, they don't want to send there, they following us around. We still go. And I understand. I've been there too. We don't have the places to go of our own, so we have to go into their businesses and be treated that way. At this time, we have to, yet we don't have to. You know, so think about that. Make your own neighborhood a decent place to live. Rid yourselves of the lust of wine and drink and learn to love yourself and your kind before loving others.
Right.
Unite to create a future for yourself. Build your own homes, schools, hospitals, and factories. Do not seek to mix your blood through racial integration.
Come on.
And that's the important one. And a lot of people be like, well, I love everybody. This is my preference. I hear black men talking about, oh man, I need a Mexican girl, man. She got to look like this. She got to be white. We go out to seek the white girl because she got money. She gonna get me this. She gonna do what I want her to do. But your mama ain't white.
Come on now.
Your mama don't look like the women that you got a preference for. And then how did that become your preference?
That's the question.
Answer me that. How did that become your preference? When you ain't dated no sisters, but the light skin, and I'm not taking away nothing from our Latin sisters, our Latin brothers and sisters at all. Because we are the same people. But think about that when we just want to integrate, I want my kids to be light skinned.
Right.
I want my kids and my son and my daughter to look like this.
Right.
Where did that mentality come from? Where did that way of thinking come from? Where did it begin? Where did it start? Stop buying expensive cars, fine clothes, and shoes before being able to live in a fine home.
Go ahead now.
Spend your money among yourselves. Don't take that dollar out there. You see your brother on the block like Brother Tony out there getting it. You can go to United or the marketplace or the market store or whatever the store is in your neighborhood and go buy watermelons there. But when you see a brother out there getting it and doing his things, keep your money in your own. Keep it in your community. Help that brother out. You don't know what that can lead to. Not only for that brother, but for yourself. Plant right. Seeds. Seed planting is important. Because when you plant a seed and you work that seed by watering it, still go buy a watermelon, or you share Brother Tony's. I do it like this. I seen Brother Tony pushing this stuff, been able to learn and grow from him in the study group and whatnot. See him on the grind. Let me plant this seed, man. I see this brother can use this here. I'm going to help with that. One seed plant now got him doing this, and that. Not for no recognition. Sometimes they may not even know. He don't even know how he seeded into me by doing what he doing. Being on the block, being the example, sharing the teachings. His seeds that he working and cultivated grew something in me, which made my seeds sprout. And then those same seeds pollinate and start growing stuff on his side. Grow into spreading out there to Brother Cartrell. Now he growing. Seeds planted from Brother Tony into me from what he doing to now spreading out there. And now we all linking, building, uniting, building people, connecting with people. And we reap the harvest off those seeds. Sharing Brother Tony. patronizing his business, sharing that word of mouth with somebody else. Those are all seeds. And if it's done right in the right soil at the right time, you're going to reap a harvest. If the season is right, that's how it works. And we should do that. Another thing we should do that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in Message to the Black Man is build an economic system among yourselves.
That's right.
Build an economic system among yourselves. And then I'll stop with this one. Protect your women.
Yes, yes.
A nation can rise no higher than its woman. The woman produces in her womb children and nations. That seed planted in that womb brings about new life. If the woman in the process, the factory, the temple where the child is produced is not right, unhealthy, tore down, broke down, that's all playing effect on what she produces, the product she produces, the life, the legacy, the story that's going to come from that child or that human being that she's producing. So we need to protect our women. I suggest you tap into the final call. You know, we're still dealing with the pandemic of sex trafficking.
That's right.
Women and children, especially Black women and children. And as I was reading in there today, it shows they did a study that out of the missing people that are still missing, Black people, women, and children rank the highest still. Unsolved cases, missing. Why is that? What's happening to them? Where they going? Why ain't nobody worried about that? Is it a pandemic or a plandemic?
Come on. Yes.
So once again, we appreciate you for tapping in. You know, we get passionate around here, but these are things that are important. These are things we should think about. We have to ask questions. We have to do the knowledge. We have to do the research. We have to find the solutions or try to provide the solutions for a better world. Righteousness, being upright, not for monetary gain, not for recognition, because it's the right thing to do and because we need change. Message to the Black man. I'm going to pass it back to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Just want to respond to Brother Samuel Coley. Yes, brother, we can get you the message to the Black man to the United Arab Emirates. Now, we got to find out what that shipping going to cost, but we can get it to you, family. Again, text final call to either 678-736 or 7086, or text my brother as well at 559-791-846-68, excuse me. And go ahead, text that word, and then we'll talk with you further about how you can get your message to the Black man. You know, brother, everything you said was on point, and I want to delve just a little bit deeper in to it. In Fall of America, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the chapter called Self First. This is the Self First. He says, Self first. We, the Black people in America, do not think for self. Failing to think for self is the greatest mistake we, the poor Black people who are up from servitude slavery of our fathers, can make. But for the slave master's children, our failure to think for self is wiser than anything their fathers could hardly dream of in their day and time. Self first. In over 100 years, we the Black people have not learned to think for self. This is due to the fact that when we tried to think for self, think something for the benefit, then when we try to think something for the benefit of the slave master, something to make him smile at the free Black slave, trying to win the love of the white slave master has been our Black people's greatest mistake. Now it has become our gravest mistake. To have love for them, white race, means the fire of hell that God has heated up. It's been heated up for both you who love the devil and the devil too. Don't blame the white slave master for your love and desire for them above your love and desire for Allah God, who loves you while the white slave master does not love. The devil's nature would not let him love. The white slave master is so full of deceit that he can deceive you and all others. The Bible teaches us. The Holy Quran referred to the white slave master, the devil, as the arch deceiver. As the arch deceiver, the devil has no equal. He is the professional, the wisest of all deceivers. So from the slave master's preacher making parents up to today, he is the professional and wise deceiver of all the civilizations of the earth, and he has deceived all of the civilizations of the earth. I'm going to stop with that and go back and let it go right into what he said. He said, we don't think for self. See, that's what we talking about. Every time we get ready to do something, we want to think about how white folks gonna feel, how this people gonna feel, how that person gonna feel. When the Koreans come in your neighborhood, the Arabs and everybody else, they don't ask you how you feel. They don't think about how you feel. They're not concerned about how you feel. But you feel like because you got a black bank or a black school or you got a black farm or whatever, that's something against them. No, it's not something against them because they're building generational wealth for their children. There's a picture, I wish I could find it, that was in the final call for many years. And it was the Arabs, the Koreans, and everybody driving out our neighborhood in the car with bags full of money. And the quote on the top was, this is what happens every time you spend your money with everybody else other than yourself. So they bank on you not doing for self. They bank on you not supporting self. They bank on you not creating opportunities for yourself. And then they move in to assure that you don't do for self. I'm going to give you a quick example and then we'll move on. I used to sell black art. I used to be on a street in Chicago called Madison and Pulaski. I had my black art over at an abandoned store. I want you to hear me. Abandoned store. It was the metal bars and everything was down. Nobody was there. I would hang my pictures up there, put the pictures out, stack them up, make them look nice so that people could come and shop with me for just a few minutes. They got the whole week, but I come over there. Next thing I know, these and the Arabs and the Koreans and the Chinese, they own a lot of these stores in our community there. So the police come over to me and they ask me, they say it's been a complaint about you selling this black art. Now I'm in my own neighborhood and they telling me it's a complaint against me for selling black art in my own neighborhood. Sent the police over there. The police asking me, do I have a peddler's license? I said, brother, who is telling, who's complaining? Let me talk to them. I can't tell you that. That's what he said. But it is either the Arabs or it's the Chinese and the Koreans that was in our neighborhood. It's one of them that was complaining about me selling black art because they want to monopolize on the monies that we get. They not concerned. I'm not disrespecting our Asian brothers and sisters, but we know this to be the truth. When they come in our neighborhood, they don't build one park for us. They don't build one thing that's gonna benefit us in our neighborhood. And I have an interview of a Korean man who is one of the worldwide renowned distributors of hair. And they asked him a question, why don't you hire black people? He said, why would I do that? He said, I'm not going to pass over none of my people to hire you. Listen, this is what he's saying. He said that we will bring our people in. I want you to listen good to what I'm about to say right now. He said we will bring our people in and put them in your neighborhood. And we will invest in them. We will invest in them because we can guarantee they're going to be millionaires within a couple of years because we're going to spend like that. We're going to spend like that. This is how they look at us, like a cash cow. This is how they look at us. This is why our lessons say the blood suckers of the poor. This ain't just talking about, it ain't no color on that. It said the 10% are the blood suckers of the poor, the slave makers of the poor who teach the poor lies. This is what they do. They come in our community, sleep with our women, take our resources out, and leave us with nothing, and then complain about the way our neighborhood is. This is real. I'm not telling you nothing I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. So family, when we saying do for self, I'm so proud of our brothers in Atlanta and sisters in Atlanta who have opened a black mall called Black Wall Street. Brother, if you can pull it up, it's Black Wall Street in Atlanta, the new Black Wall Street, I believe it's called. The new Black Wall Street in Atlanta. If you in Atlanta, you should be flocking to that mall, to them stores, so that you can spend your money with your own. We have to change our mind and change our store. If we can get it from us, get it from us. Don't worry if it's $1 or two more, because we're not buying as a collective like we should. We might have to charge a few more dollars. I'll give you this last story. I'm going to turn it back over to my brother. My wife's father. This story stuck with me. My wife's father used to work for a Jewish man that owned a clothing store. And the Jewish man told him to go to a particular, another Jewish man to buy some products that he needed. So my wife's father said when he went there, he felt like it was too much money. Felt like it was too much money. So he went somewhere else to get it cheaper. When he came into the store, he said, the owner of the store said, did not tell you to go to the man I told you to go to. He said, but I was able to save you a few more dollars doing it this way. He said, I don't care about no few more dollars. I wanted you to spend with him. This is their mind. They'll travel 50 miles to spend with their own self. Why can't we do the same? And then stop, and then this is for those that's in business, stop just being in business to be in business. Be in business to give the best quality service, product, and experience that you can give. I shouldn't support you only because you're a black business. Yeah, I support you because you're a black business, but I should support you because you're going to give me the highest quality service, product that can be had. And that you have to represent black excellence. And then I will continue to come back. I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, don't complain about everything black. Well, that's a state of mind because he wants you to get you spending with people of your own. But when you went to salon restaurants, when you went to your produce market, when you went to all of the establishments that we own and we do own, you see high quality products, supreme customer service, because we don't just want to get you to shop with us one time. We want you to come back again and again and again. That should be your experience. I don't care what you selling. That should be your experience. That should be the reason that I'm coming to support you, because every time Sister Wendy said this, be the experience. Be the experience that people want to see. As Brother Ben and them always say, overdo what it is that they coming to get. So that
Over deliver.
Over deliver, that's right. Over deliver. So when they come, they gonna come back because the fish sandwich over there only give you 2 pieces of fish. Yours got 4 pieces of fish. It's on a bigger bun. You might charge a little more. It tastes better. It look better. It smell better. It is better. That is what we have to get into the mind of. Black excellence when we doing for self. Not no rinky-dink business, right? Because that's not what people are going to support continuously. If you do it, as my grandma always said, do it right or don't do it at all. So I'm going to pass it over to my brother with that.
Indeed. I just want to share once again, family, we appreciate everybody for listening and spending your time with us and hearing us share the message to the black man. Chapter 78 in Message to the Black Man is entitled An Economic Blueprint. An Economic Blueprint, chapter 78. And I just want to read this excerpt, and I'm not going to keep taking too much of your time. But it says, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, and I quote, "The white man spends his money with his own kind, which is natural. You too must do this. Help to make jobs for your own kind. Take a lesson from the Chinese and the Japanese and go give employment and assistance to your own kind when they are in need. This is the first law of nature. Defend and support your own kind. True Muslims do this. Because the so-called American Negro has been deceived and misled, he has become a victim of deception. He is today in the worst economic condition of North America. Unemployment is mounting, and he feels it most. He assisted in reducing himself to his present insecure economic condition. You, the black man, are the only man. You, the black man, are the only members of the human race that deliberately walk past the place of business of your own kind, a black man, and spend your dollars with your natural enemy. The so-called American Negro has never in the history of America been known to boycott or criticize the white man as he does his own kind. He thus shows love for his enemy and hatred for his own kind. A true Muslim would never boycott the place of business of his fellow Muslim or black brother. A true Muslim is proud of the success of his black sisters and brothers. He recognizes that their success is his success. He recognizes the law of Islam. If one brother has a bowl of soup, you have half of that soup. A Muslim is one who submits to the will of God. That's all that is, the law of nature. So, as we're taught, you should want for your brother as you want for yourself. And we should get to that point. We definitely have work to do. This is not the first time you've heard this. This is not the first time it's been said. This is not the first time, and these are not the only solutions to this problem. These are just some of the solutions to the problem. But we have to implement the instruction. We have to act on the information and apply the information, not just read the information and say that that's it. We have to apply it to our lives, to our business, to our homes, to our mentality, and watch it work. And then after it begins to work and we have put it to the test and it works, share that with others. Share with them the example of it working for you mentally, spiritually, financially, in your household. And that's what we have to do. That's what we have to continue to do. Generate awareness and reach equity. That's my why. You know, in the ABS tribe and the BWO, if you're not familiar with it, I suggest you do the research, or you can visit networkabs.com. You can hashtag network ABS, network BWO, you'll find it. But as we're taught there, and I lost my train of thought, you know, you are what makes you unique. We have to apply this information and build our own. And so you can do that. You know, it's just about us making it happen and doing what we need to do for ourselves. And it works. It works. It works. Follow the teachings. Do research on the life-giving teachings. If I could share anything with anybody listening to my voice, if you never press play on our videos again, tap into the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Tap into the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Do research on Master Fard Muhammad, what he was saying, what he was teaching, and then analyze it, break it down, research on it, then look at the equation, look at the mathematics and the formula, and then tell me that you can disprove it. Show me that you can disprove it, and I guarantee that you can't. So that's what we have to be doing. That's what we should be implementing in our lives as we're sharing here, as we learn also in the nation, as they also teach partly in the BWO and ABS, and it works. It's working. And so that's what I wanted to share. I'm going to pass it back to my brother. We appreciate you all for tapping in with us today. Major salute to Brother Tony X. Elijah's Produce, hashtag Elijah's Produce on Instagram or on Twitter or on Facebook. You'll find him, his number, his place of business. He's moving around. He's growing. Like you see, he got diesel trucks and everything, doing for himself, building up the community, you know, passing the teachings on. So, you know, be a part of it. Don't be like my brother said. You can be conscious, but not doing nothing. You can be woke, as everybody's saying, I'm woke, I'm woke. But being woke with no action is what? You could be laying in the bed with your eyes open all day.
That's right.
Non-productive, not doing nothing.
That's
If you're not active in the struggle, not active in changing that condition, you can be woke all day. It means nothing. You can make a post all day talking about how woke you are on social media, how everybody else is asleep. But what are you doing with that?
right.
So I'm going to pass it back to my brother.
You know, family, I just want to say, my brother said, if anything that he could tell, mine would be pretty much the same. But I say it like this, that I bear with. There is no God but Allah who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad. The most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted and risen Christ, and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan is their divine reminder that Jesus, Messiah in our midst. And I try my best to represent that everywhere I go and everything that I do, because that is what saved and transformed my life. And that's what saved and transformed his as well. Not me saying what I said is better. It's not. We're saying the same thing. I just said it a little bit different than what he said. Well, as we always like to lead with things of action that we can do, I wrote a children's book that'll be coming out in the near future, and it was called Ujama Days. And Ujama means cooperative economics. That's what Ujama means. And the premise of the story was about a young man watching the documentary, and he heard that black businesses fail within the first 1 to 5 years of going into business. And what that young brother and his family did to combat that is they came up with Ujama Days. Ujama Days was when they brung the community in packs of people to go to a black owned business. They took pictures, they did social media, they did all of that, and they hit that store and they spent money into it. And this was something that they did on a consistent basis. And that is something that we can do. We can do that. You can start it in your neighborhood, in your community. Get 5 or 6 of y'all. Find out the black businesses in your community. Go to Brother Tony if you in Dallas. Go to Brother Tony if you in Dallas. Go there to him and ask him, can you take pictures with him, or you shopping with him? Because you want to start your Ujama days right there. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm just giving you what we said. And this needs to be a movement all over the country and all over the world. And that is shop with your own. Create that economic system. Well, how do you do that? By doing what we said. Go and find everything you possibly can, from toilet paper to you name it, that's made by black people, or if they don't make it, they got it in their store or whatever. You support it and then allow them to grow. Allow them to grow that they might be able to hire your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your loved one. This is what we have to do. Don't worry if I drive a Cadillac and you driving a Hyundai. Worry that now I have the ability to hire your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, maybe even you. This is what has to be a concerted effort among us. It should be. I can't make you do it, and we can't make you do it. All we can do is suggest that you do it. And get on social media like you do everything else. And let the world know that I'm spending my money intentionally with a black business, you know? So that becomes a movement among us. And you watch how that changed the dynamic. You watch how it changed the dynamic in every city, in every place where we are, if we follow that. Support your own. If something goes wrong with the store, you didn't like something, let them know. Write them a note. You don't have to be mean. Say, look, that food wasn't right, or that watermelon, I didn't really like it. The something was wrong. I don't know if it was spoiled. Whatever it may be, give them the opportunity to fix it the same way you do everybody else. You don't go tell everybody else, I'm not going to support you no more. Let us begin to practice that and watch how our futures will change as a result of that, family. So we thank Brother Tony for coming in. We know that brother is super busy. I'm very proud of him. I thank Allah for what he's doing and how Allah is blessing him to grow. There's no jealousy or envy in either one of our hearts for that brother, because he's an example of what you can do. If you see him doing it, you can do the same thing. We got 4,400,000,000 people to feed across the earth. He can't do it all. He can't do it all. We got all those people to clothe and shelter and everything else. That's why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said these words. He said, don't ask what needs to be done. He said, just get up and do something. Whatever you passionate about. My brother, he's a network specialist. He brings people together. That's what he do. Okay, you know, and that's a skill necessary. You know, whatever you do that, and then bring people together too, because in your unity, you will find your ability to do powerful things. Yes, you will. You'll find your ability to do powerful things. If I got 1,000 and we got 10 people with 1,000, what can we do with 10,000 as opposed with one? A whole lot more, whatever we trying to do. So that's what it is. Let's pool our resources. Let's support one another. Let's stop black on black hate. Stop hating on each other. What you hating on that man for that don't have nothing like you don't have it? Why you hating on him? Why you hating on her? For what? You know? So I'm going to end on that, family. We got to do for self and change this dynamic around. Because if we don't, guess what? 50 years from now, your children going to have to be sitting in these chairs telling you the same dang on thing to support your own. Let's build that legacy for our families. Let's do for self. Well, family, thank you so much again for tapping in with us. We really do appreciate you. This is Message to the Black Man podcast where we deliver the message to the black man. We are so thankful. We are so grateful. We thank Brother Samuel, Brother Shaheed. We thank Brother Tony, Brother Vincent, and those that I may not be able to see. We thank you, thank you, thank you. And we pray that you will share this information. And Brother Samuel, please don't forget to contact us so we can get you that mighty book to the United Arab Emirates. You know, we want to get that book to you so you can start your study circle, okay? We could come over there to the Dubai and shut up.
Indeed.
All praises is due to Allah. So we appreciate you, family. We pray something that we shared was something that uplifted you at least 1 degree, if not multiple degrees. We love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Be the best because you are absolutely the best. And I like to say this all the time. Remember that you are chosen by God. You, me, us. He came to choose us, to sit us on the top of civilization. All right. So, family, if my brother got something else to say, I'm gonna let him say it. If not, I do want y'all to hear the whole song. I cut it off in the beginning so our brother can get in. So I do want y'all to hear this whole song called "Who Is God," and I think it's so befitting for what we talked about because only God will bring this kind of conversation about in the first place. So if my brother got something else to say, he can go ahead.
No,
If
I'm good,
not,
brother. Salute.
all right. Okay, well, we're going to play that song. And we hope y'all enjoy it. And that's how we're going to close out. So, Assalamu alaikum. May Allah bless and keep each and every one of you. Stay safe out there. Remember, the pandemic ain't going nowhere. Stay safe. Keep your immune system strong. If you're not familiar with ways to do that, contact us. We can give you several ways to help keep your immune system strong. Okay. All right. So we're gonna play that song and go ahead and close out. We hope you enjoy it. And here we go. Yeah. Praise be to Allah, family. We thank you again for tapping in with us. We look forward to being with you next week, Tuesday, where we're going to have some more of the message to the black man. Thank you, my brother, Brother Juan. We appreciate you, brother. Thank Brother Tony. We thank you all for tapping in with us. Please share this across your social media networks if you found value in this. And God willing, we will talk with you next week. Assalamu alaikum.